sit here all night and talk about other issues and take phone calls, and we are, but, I mean, did you know that the world really is run by a private group of families that own the private banks? And they openly admitted that they were going to cause our markets to implode and terrorize us into giving them total governmental power and then looting our entire treasuries to fund themselves and not help the people or fund the economy. They're the ones killing the economy. And then now they're setting up a world government for and by the private banks where they will have control over all the nations of the world's finances and where they will regulate the stock markets when they are the ones that engineered all this. And they're calling it a new world order. And meanwhile, the public's talking about, Texas Tech and LSU or, what happened with the Easter Bunny, coming up. And so all I can say is believe whatever you want, say whatever you want. I'm telling you the truth, and we're in a lot of trouble. The history of the planet is tyrannical governments taking control and abusing the populations really bad. And if you want to be naive suckers, go ahead. But let me tell you something, folks. Barack Hussein Obama is going to really get a lot done for the New World Order. And just sit back and watch. You can be suckers if you want and even think this guy's president or runs anything, but he doesn't. When they get these emails going, you just can't imagine a black man being president. No, honey, I was saying that George Bush was a puppet and Bill Clinton was a puppet. And those are white guys. That's not what this is. Just mindlessness. They can't even get their minds past that into real issues. But you can't get the yuppies to talk about the New World Order. It can be all over the financial pages. It can be happening, but they were preconditioned that didn't exist, so they just say doesn't exist. Hey, that's fine. Watch them take your 401k and your pension and watch the New World Order devalue your currency. Go ahead. You like being idiots? Go ahead. Don't let me get in the way of your happiness and success, as they say. I got all these there's a different phone system every week in here. This one isn't showing me how long the caller's been on hold. Who has been holding the longest here? Call number 6. Line 6 has been holding a long time. John in Austin, you're on the air. Welcome. Hello, John. It's good to talk to you.
Oh, good. Hey, I just wanted to say thanks for all the good work you're doing. I know you're a very humble person. I just want to throw a quote at you from Thomas Jefferson. He said, all tyranny needs to gain a foothold is for people of good conscience to remain silent. And, the longer that silence is out there, we're going to head down the doom and gloom that you've been
yeah, the actual quote it was a great one you paraphrased, is that all that evil men and tyrants need to flourish is that good men do nothing.
Right.
And boy, look at tyranny flourishing because the public's looking at iPods and looking at the latest, bling, and they have no idea that systematic tyranny has come to our shores.
Yeah, and I was watching the McLaughlin group this morning, and they went into this little piece about the meeting on November the 14th or the 15th, World Economic Meeting.
The new Bretton Woods, the end of the dollar, basically.
Right, and so they started talking about globalization, so I was thinking, wow, okay, they're going to discuss this, right? So they come back to the group, and they said, Barack's hands are tied on this one. Okay, next topic. The world basks in the glory of Barack Obama.
Yeah, that's what they're saying, is that both parties are not going to discuss it. We're handing everything over, including governmental power, to private banks in England. Next story. Bye-bye.
Right.
That's the McLaughlin guy.
Yeah, and I'm curious about the situation with the Attorney General. Is there any hope? And I'll get off here, but as far as a real Attorney General that's going to come in there and take on 9/11.
No, I mean, usually our Attorney Generals are foreign intelligence operatives, so no. And by the way, I was wrong the last hour. I didn't pay a lot of attention to Senate races, and I knew that Ted Stevens and Begich were neck and neck, and then I'd seen Begich ahead. In Alaska, Ted Stevens with 7 convictions is in the lead right now, but it's still being contested. So, whatever. There's the basics with that. Okay, let's go ahead and talk to Bode in Ohio. Do things bode well, Bode? Welcome.
Hi, peace to the world. It's actually Daoud, and I can understand why they didn't quite get it.
It's all right. Daoud, welcome
Daoud.
to the airwaves.
Yes, first of all, I have to just let you know who you're speaking to. I am an African-American male, 51 years old, and I have never supported Barack Obama. And I am catching a lot of flack from both white and blacks out here in Columbus, Ohio.
I bet the whites are really arrogant and on power trips because they go, I'm not racist, you are. You don't like him.
What is so amazing is when I ask them any questions about what they know about him, no one knows anything. Everybody's wearing T-shirts. It is so crazy.
Yeah, all I know is he is more handsome than Bush and knows how to give a speech better. But if you look at who runs him, it's total New World Order.
Well, when I start talking about the corporate dictatorship that we have in this country, we've had for many years, and I start talking to them about the history that this country has been, the history of this country has been fighting against central banks.
That's it.
And I break out so many different historical facts, and then people start, really? And I said, do you understand why Lincoln was assassinated? Do you understand why Andrew Jackson was attempted to be assassinated? It
Kennedy.
all had to do with the central bankers.
Exactly. That's it, because if you control the issuance of money, you're king dog.
That's it.
It doesn't matter what anybody does.
There are two quotes which I throw out, and people listen to me after I throw them out. And one is a Financial Times, Times of London editorial from 1863, which came out right after Lincoln decided to print greenbacks, and they talk about the directness of the New World Order. And it reads, I'm going to try to read this real quickly. If this mischievous financial policy, meaning a government actually controlling its own currency, which has its origin in North America, shall become enduring down to a fixture, then that government will furnish its own money without cost. It will pay off debts and be without debt. It will have all the money necessary to carry on its commerce. It will become prosperous without precedent in the history of the world. The brains and wealth of all countries will go to North America. That country must be destroyed, or it will destroy every monarchy on the globe. And that's from the Times of London from 1863. It was in response to Lincoln printing greenbacks.
I know. In fact, I even sent off years ago when I was making a banking documentary I never finished for the real, Times of London, and that was really in there. And the banking associations here were saying that. And that's why Burr, went out and killed Alexander Hamilton, because he was trying to push that through. But I mean, absolutely, our whole country, our whole world is run by these people, and Obama is literally their man.
He is such a puppet. It is unbelievable. And it just really hurts me, because as a black man growing up here in the United States of America, you get a lot of messages that try to tell you and convince you that you're not a full-fledged citizen of the United States. And I could tell you, even I come from a large family. I have 8 sisters and 3 brothers who are living. And I never accepted any of those messages.
Tell you what, stay there. I'm going to go to news. Can you hold over? You can hold over, right?
Yes.
I want to come back and hear this. Stay with us. I'm Alex Jones, Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com are the websites.